Last year, Cobalt had guts, fortune, desire, everything, except the crown. With a new design, the Englishman plans on finishing what he started last year. But his first test could be at one of the trickiest.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 5. We're ready to start Episode 6 tonight. I'm Nick, and this is Sam. You know us by now.
I would hope.
Hopefully, yeah.
But, as Nick said, tonight you'll see us conclude the round of 64.
That's right, final 8 fights in the round of 64, with 4 spots in the round of 32 up for grabs. And remember, we said this a few episodes ago, if you qualify for the round of 32, you're automatically back to next year's round of 64. No qualifier fights, nothing on Patreon, you're automatically back at this stage. So for some of these bots, there's a lot on the line. For some others that you'll see tonight, hopefully their tournament is just getting started and is nice and lengthy.
First fight tonight, we have Helicoper versus Crowfly. Helicoper has some built-up anger, and it's finally time to unleash it.
He's been waiting for this for a long time because his last fight was the controversial loss from last year against Death Star. Helicoper is a big name. He's somebody that is expected to go far in tournaments. He's ready to prove a point this time around.
Crowfly pulled off a shot qualifier win to get here. What will it take to do it again?
A little bit of guts, a little bit of bravery, a little bit of luck. It's not impossible as long as he can get near Helicoper, corner him, maybe pluck a couple of those wheels off. This Helicoper won't move well as soon as he loses one, might open up the door for another.
You make some good points, Nick.
Thank you.
Well, let's go see if those good points come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. Oh, come on guys, I don't want to save this one. This copter's so deadly, it's mistaken for the one Kobe Bryant was on. See, I told you they wouldn't like it. It's Helicoper! In the blue square. No need to hype up this bot, it's pointless. He's more of a wuss than any song by the Lumineers. It's Crowfly!
Before we get started, here's a quick explanation of the rules. The rules for this competition are simple. Bots have 3 minutes to destroy or immobilize their opponent. If both bots are still active when the clock expires, the result will go to a panel of 3 judges that will score the fight on a 45-point system. 4 points for damage, 5 for aggression, and 6 for control and strategy. During the scoring process, judges are encouraged to show leniency to bots with non-damaging weapons. Furthermore, pins cannot last longer than 11 seconds, and Havoc glitches that flip a non-invertible bot will be restarted unless the fight has surpassed 2 minutes. Let the bot battle begin. Let's see what Helicoper is capable of. He's been saving himself for a while. He's getting some shots off Crowfly.
Oh my gosh, Crowfly already lost one of his motors.
That didn't take long at all as Crowfly is down to 1 spinning blade. He's not even fast enough to close Helicoper down, who has plenty of time to get up to pace, and he gets another strong hit. And another strong hit, Helicoper barely slowing down. Crowfly moving in again. There goes the second weapon. Look out for the Havoc glitch. I think we avoided it. Just barely. Helicoper's still on his wheels.
Both of Crowfly's weapons are gone though, so he's literally just a gigantic useless wedge bot at this point.
His only hope is if he can bounce Helicoper maybe into the wall and get him to flip over, but it doesn't seem very likely. Or he could survive long enough and benefit in the same way that Death Star did last year. Another shot by Helicoper though. Crowfly suffering immense damage, and it looks like his time is up, and it is. Well, that fight went about as we expected, Helichopper having no trouble defeating the fairly useless Crowfly.
Yeah, started off right from the get-go. One hit, I think, and there was smoke coming from Crowfly, and that signaled the rest of the match, really.
Helichopper with a good first fight to get off the mark here, and he advances to the next round of the competition.
Well, a good win there for Helichopper, and I think the best is yet to come from this machine. He's ready to do it all again in the next round.
Second fight of the night, we have Bombshell versus Nightmare. With this new Nightmare build, he has never looked better.
Yeah, the new Nightmare build has the old base from Thomasburg with a new weapon designed by Captain Mantine. It's got iron spikes for the teeth, it spins fairly fast, faster than the old one, and his traction too. The bot moves a little bit faster as well. Also the weapon, the disc, and the spikes are separate from one another, so he could lose the disc theoretically and still spin.
Bombshell's hopes always land on a successful weapon choice, and he's gone with the horizontal spinner for this fight. Is that the right choice?
You know, he might be banking on the fact that the weapon motor is still exposed, or thinking that he could have popped off the disc and then the rest of it was gone as well, but it's not quite the case. And it is hard for Bombshell. Maybe the vertical spinner would have been a better choice, but hindsight is 20/20. We won't know. Until we go to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, this bot is like every new FIFA game, the same repolished turd. Will his luck change this year? It's Bombshell! In the blue square, this bot gets around so much, he's touched more things than Harvey Weinstein. It's Nightmare!
Let the bot battle begin. Horizontal versus vertical, we know how this usually goes. Nightmare with a decent first shot as Bombshell was looking a little lost in the first exchange.
I don't know how well weapon reach is going to go. Pieces are falling off.
Looks like Bombshell's little system there is crumbling. Oh, big shot by Nightmare, and he nearly flipped Bombshell over. That would have been impressive.
Bombshell's smoking now. Don't know how much longer he has left with his weapon intact.
It looks like the horizontal spinner hasn't been the correct choice as Nightmare is looking to clip that motor one more time. More pieces off of Bombshell. The weapon motor must be hanging on by a thread at this point. Nightmare staying aggressive. Trying to get those last few pieces off. He takes another chop. Smoke pouring out of Bombshell's motor as well. Oh, there goes the disc from Nightmare! And it looks like Bombshell has also lost a tooth in that last exchange. Now here's where we see the build of Nightmare coming into play. The disc is gone, but there's still the spinning iron spikes. Bombshell now has 0 teeth on his weapon, so his weapon is completely useless.
At this point, Bombshell needs to aim to survive. There goes his motor, but he needs to get to the end of the match.
Is there anything he can do to take off a wheel of Nightmare? Can he flip Nightmare maybe? Nightmare is invertible, it just takes a long time for him to reset as we hit the halfway point in the match. Nightmare's weapon is turned off. Surely he can be allowed to spin that again. I don't know why he isn't. There he goes. And he takes off more pieces as well. Now Bombshell, just a carcass with some wheels on it. How long will he last? Now Nightmare finally spinning that weapon again. I don't know why he was waiting for so long, but now he's going to move in. Bombshell is reeling, he's smoking poorly, and he's eliminated. Nightmare has done it. Well, let's take a look at the replays here. We talked about it in the studio that a lot of Bombshell's success relies on the weapon choice. As we can see here, the horizontal spinner didn't do him a lot of good.
Yeah, it seemed that the weapon choice was poor indeed. Nightmare able to get in some good hits from the beginning.
Now, Nightmare lost the disc there, should he have been allowed to keep spinning the weapon? Even though the disc was gone, there were still pieces that could move and that were correctly attached.
Whether or not that's a controversy depends on you, I guess, because if he wasn't able to spin that, would he have won?
Interesting topic of discussion as we move on.
You know, I didn't really think about it before this Nightmare build was brought in. I wonder if anyone's going to think that the build shouldn't work like that with the way the disc fell off there. But it is what it is. Nightmare gets the win. It's nice to see one of the legends, one of the 5-year veterans doing well.
I suppose. We're going to go into match 3. We have the Matador versus Huge. The Matador impressed last year, but this may be the worst possible matchup for him to get.
Yeah, the Matador last year took advantage of a section of the bracket that had some weaker opponents. And he cruised through to the quarterfinals, I believe, was the farthest he got, losing to Tombstone. He's got a new build this year. It's a little iffy, despite having the good appearance. But that's not going to matter when he sees the giant that he's going up against.
Huge's size proved difficult in the last match. What should his tactics be in this match?
Keep using that thing to your advantage. You're big, you're awkward, and it's going to be difficult for bots to read you. It's going to be difficult for them to knock you out. And as long as he's moving, as long as that blade's spinning, I would fear Huge in this tournament. He's already got one win under his belt. He's facing a flipper, so that's another huge one. Pun slightly intended. I don't know, I just can't wait to see him fight again. I can't wait for you guys to take a look at him.
Well, let's go see if it's going to be a huge disappointment.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, nobody messes with the family and gets away with it. You disrespected his brother, now you must sleep with the fishes. It's the Matador! In the blue square, large in size, massive in potential, and ready for a gigantic victory. It's the giant on a tyrant. It's Huge!
Let the bot battle begin. You already see just how much bigger Huge is compared to the Matador, but it's the Matador attacking the wheels early on and Huge flipping around. Now he pushes him over the kill saws with a nice maneuver. It doesn't help that the Matador has some turning issues due to all of the weight in the front. He gets a flip there on Huge.
Huge has an upper hand in regards to how big he is, but it seems like his wheels are actually kind of being a little destructive to him at this moment.
Traction's still an issue with this new Huge build. It seems like it's always going to be a thing. Now he's kind of stuck on the wall in the corner, struggling to get out, and the Matador sitting and waiting, as we know flippers need to do, with spinners that they can't flip if they're non-invertible.
If this fight goes the distance, Huge needs to try and get some damage in. Otherwise, it's going to go to the Matador.
If he's able to keep that weapon spinning and facing the Matador at all times, he'll have a chance at getting shavings off. Turns in well there, and I think he clipped the top as the Matador moved in to overturn Huge one more time. The Matador is doing everything he can to attack the wheels, but... oh, there's a piece on the ground, and that looks like part of the Matador's wheel guard. So sure enough, Huge going over the top and doing the damage. The Matador looking a little bit nervous, but he's got a good shove on there. Halfway through the match.
It seems that now with every attempted flip from the Matador, Huge gets some damage in.
Huge thrown into the wall again. The Matador swimming around him. Gets a flip on the wheel, gets another toss. Oh, the Matador smoking. That can't be good. The damage must be adding up on the chassis. Another big shot by Huge. Is this where we see the turning point in the match? It is! There's a wheel off of the Matador! Huge has kept going and chugging along, and now he's got the benefit from it.
Even with the traction issues, Huge is dominating this match, trying to get that other wheel now, apparently.
Now it's him that's smothering the Matador against the wheel as parts are flying off every which direction, and I think he got the other wheel! The Matador is stranded! And Huge is gonna go in for the victory! Well, that was an entertaining match, and it is a cup set. The former quarterfinalist, the Matador, he was dominant at first, but Huge took over.
Yeah, at the beginning, you assumed that the Matador was going to win with how things were going, but Huge did pull the cup set, turned around, dealt a lot more damage.
Was there anything wrong with the Matador's strategy? Because it did seem like he was attacking the wheels, but some of the times Huge was just putting himself in a good spot.
It seemed that with the Matador, with his strategy, was attempting to aim for the wheels, but at times Huge would turn and clip him just enough to start causing enough damage.
Well, rewrite your brackets. Huge goes on. The Matador's out.
Congrats.
Well, good win for Huge again. Took him a little bit of grinding, but he looks good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We'll see if he keeps on this streak.
Yeah. I don't know who his opponent is, though. We should probably go look at some highlighted fights now.
Wow, what an upset we saw there as Huge takes out former quarterfinalist the Matador. But what else has been happening in our waning round of 64? Let's start off the coverage by looking at Chomp, a bot who's been involved in some of the most entertaining cup matches in the past, take on CounterRevolution. With exploitable faults on both machines, it was Chomp who struck the first shot, teasing us with another blockbuster. But CounterRevolution adopted well, using his disc to guard his motors. Despite losing one, he managed to bury Chomp with relative ease. After elimination at the hands of Mo in Season 4, Warrior slimmed down and eyed revenge. But like last season, he posed little threat to his opponent, who crushed him down in a one-sided affair. Beata has been eyeing a return to the finals for 2 long years. The Ringmaster was first to stand in his way. Both bots traded blows for the first minute of the match, until the Ringmaster struck a crucial shot. Beata adjusted well and controlled the match from that point on. But the damage was too much to overcome, and the Ringmaster snuck away with the upset. And finally, Hypershock ousted himself out last year with a mistake against Wipeout in the quarterfinals. The road to redemption began with Mecca Rampage. The road would also end with Mecca Rampage. It was not only a major upset, it was an utter beatdown. And with that match, we now know who awaits the winner of our main event. So who will triumph and who will trip? Time to find out in our final round of 64 match.
Again, if you guys want to see those fights in their entirety, we have our Patreon page that'll be linked in the description. Just have to pledge to the $1 tier, some fun shiz, and you'll get all of these fights that are raw, unedited. You'll get a lot of other stuff. Just head over to the Patreon, you'll have some fun.
Yeah. Do it.
Please.
Please.
It's gonna be okay. There's like 10 people there right now. Look, you guys made Sam sad. Let's just go to the main event. Maybe that'll make you feel better.
Okay, we're gonna go watch Cobalt versus Razor. The silver medalist from Season 4 is ready to show off his new vertical spinner build.
Yep, beautiful new build to replicate the 2019 version you saw in real life. This comes to you from Chris Caps, aka Blood Spartan. He's put a lot of power in this thing. He's worked tirelessly to make sure it's got any possible kinks worked out.
Razor will need some perfect driving and come out a winner, but what should this
What are you doing? he bypassed the windowsill to jump at the window.
There was a shadow of a bird, and he just dove at it.
I saw him running, I was just like, what's he doing?
Razor will need some perfect driving to come out a winner, but what should his strategy be?
it's going to be very tough for him because while he's got to sidestep that little wedgelet in the front from Cobalt, he's got to be careful not to try and sidestep it too much because then his own side's going to be exposed. So he's got to find the balance, he's got to find it quick, and if he's under Cobalt, do not let up, get as much damage as you can, get it racking up quick.
Who wins?
I think it's going to be too tough for Razor. I think Cobalt's still angry from last year. I think the new build is going to impress some people. I think Razor is going to be Cobalt meat.
Well, let's go see if he can grind up some bits.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, after last year's final, this bot is Tyson Furious. No wilder excuses this year. He wants to Ruiz the bar. You'll get dropped faster than any Sun Gib. It's Cobalt! In the blue square, here's ripoff number 137 of the famous Robot Wars legend. Wait, he's the original? Oh, my bad. It's the original Razor!
Let the main event begin. So let's see how the new Cobalt will fare in BattleBots Reborn Cup.
It already looks like Cobalt has better ground clearance, getting under Razor quite easily.
He forces him against the wall, and now that vertical spinner can do some work. Razor trying to flail his Shremek to get himself away. As it kind of rolls around. Look at Cobalt getting the work early on here, causing a lot of damage. And there goes something off of Razor. Razor underneath for a brief moment, but the opportunity's lost. Cobalt again showing superior ground clearance. Razor so far hasn't had much of an answer. Can he tip Cobalt over? That's always a risk involved with spinners like Cobalt, but he's underneath Razor again. Kind of holding him in place. Razor smoking.
Cobalt has taken the early lead in this fight. Razor's still just struggling to try and get underneath him.
He's got to figure it out soon because he's falling behind on points if it even goes the distance, which it's not looking like it's going to at the moment. Look at both bots kind of shift from side to side, trying to slip their wedge underneath. So far, it's Cobalt who's had that success. Razor in big trouble here. As he fights for his life, Cobalt pushing him farther and farther across the box. Razor had to spin around from the corner to retreat. Takes a shot from the kill saws, and now he's really in trouble.
Razor isn't doing himself any favors by running over the arena hazards.
He can maybe use those to his benefit if he can last a little bit longer. No, he can't! Cobalt has gotten the win. And there is our final match in the round of 64, done and dusted. Cobalt getting a very comfortable win on his route, hopefully, for him towards the title.
Razor struggled trying to get underneath Cobalt as much as he could. He had a few opportunities, but he just couldn't take them.
Well, Cobalt looking very, very good with the new build's debut. How far do you think he can go?
I don't know. With how well he did this fight, as long as he has the ground clearance, he might be able to make it quite far.
Well, fight one in the books. Congrats to Cobalt, you're moving on.
And poor Razor.
And there you go, the last spot in the round of 32 has been given to Cobalt with a good victory over Razor. And we're now at the halfway point of the season. It's moving so fast, but it's because we're having fun, isn't that right?
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
And there's some good storylines to look forward to in the round of 32 as it slowly develops. Brutus is looking like a contender. Mecca Rampage causing himself an upset on the right side here of the bracket. And even on the left side, Tantrum's looking decent. And who knows with some of these big names if they're going to fall or if one more is going to go all the way and take it.
Yeah, cup sets.
Cup
I
sets.
want cup sets.
You want some cup sets?
Bring me some cup sets.
I don't like that look in your eyes.
No, I literally just want like sets of cups, and he won't get them for me.
I guess I gotta go get some cups.
Bye!
Bye.